Hello, my name is Jang, and I will be introducing myself. So, I'm a rising junior in high school. I'm also pursuing an associate's degree in computer science at Nova. I'm Korean. I live in Virginia. I love to run. I have a 4:30 mile time, which I think is pretty impressive. I love video games. Recently, I've been getting into Clair Obscur and the new Deltarune chapters. I love writing as well. Skill wise, for programming languages, I mainly work in C Sharp and C++ for Unity and for competitive programming. I also use Java and Python, and also not as much as the others, but I know how to use JavaScript and HTML, CSS for web design. I know how to use Blender as well. I took some classes. You can see my work over there. I mainly use Unity for game development. I've done 2D, 3D, and VR projects. I've also dabbled in AI a little bit, just some very basic image recognition for mushrooms. And I'm also pretty good at math. And there's my itch page if you want to look at my projects. And that's about all you need to know from me. And I'm excited to work with you all.
Hi, I'm Andrew Chen, and this is my introduction video. So a little bit about me, I'm a rising senior in high school. I like coding, video games, and martial arts, particularly karate and kickboxing. As for my work, I'm proficient in programming languages such as C Sharp, Java, Python, Lua, HTML and CSS, and JavaScript. As for software, I mainly use Unity to create games and Blender to create 3D models. For example, you can see one of my games here called Eden, which recently won the Made with Unity award in the Games for Change Student Challenge. I also linked my itch.io page in case you want to see my other games. I also experimented in AI-powered games. For example, you can see this game here on the right, which won the Top 7 finalist in the Made with Unity award in 2024. I also wrote a research paper using AI to analyze the effect of urban green spaces on ASSIP incidents, which was accepted for publication in the Journal of Emerging Investigators. That is all. Thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to working with you all.
Hey, my name is Ashmith Yaramada, and this is my ASSIP introduction video. I am currently a rising senior at the Academies of Loudoun under the IT pathway, and I really enjoy working out, playing soccer and volleyball, and of course, playing and making video games. Moving on to my skills, I have a solid background in Python, C Sharp, Java, and web development using React and HTML and CSS. And I also have experience in 2D and 3D asset creation. Since first learning game development in seventh grade, I've spent a lot of time working in the Unity game engine, and here are some of my most notable projects. First up is Blobkeep, a project I developed entirely by myself in eighth grade. It's a dungeon crawling game where you play as a blob, fighting your way through dungeons, solving puzzles, and facing off against a boss at the end. Next is Plunder.io. This game was created in 24 hours for the 2023 Academies Hackathon, where it won first place. My team of three developed it in just 24 hours, and I was responsible for creating the core idea, programming the ship mechanics, and also creating the whole visual aesthetic of the game. Next is Bread to Dough, which we also created in 24 hours for Phoenix Hacks 2024. And in this game, you build and manage a bread production line, adapting to the scarcity of bread within the game story. And what's special about this game to me is that I made every single visual asset and animation, as well as the cutscenes between each prestige level in the game. And this also won first place at the hackathon it was submitted to. Next is EcoSpark. It's a project that me and a team of three other people created for the 2024 Congressional App Challenge. Our goal was to educate people about energy management within a city. So you play as a newly elected mayor, controlling the city's energy sources while maintaining eco-friendliness. And although EcoSpark didn't win the Congressional App Challenge, we had an incredibly rewarding experience taking the game to elementary schools across Loudoun County, as you can see in these pictures, and the response from teachers and students was overwhelmingly positive. While I still carry an immense interest for game development, my focus has recently shifted more towards the fields of machine learning and AI. I have a solid knowledge base thanks to the Academies of Loudoun, and I'm currently immersing myself in the Unity ML Agents API to explore the intersection of game development and AI. My current plan involves writing an article where I test the efficiency of various reinforcement learning algorithms across different game types. And that's pretty much it about me. I'm excited to be a part of this ASSIP program. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Leona Sasaki, and this is my introduction. A little bit about me is I'm a rising junior in high school, and some hobbies of mine include art, video games, and sports. Sports such as softball and basketball. My background includes user experience and user interface as I take UX and UI design courses. Softwares I'm used to are Blender, Photoshop, Figma, and Adobe After Effects. These are a few of my works I've done in the past few months, the top two including an app redesign of Instagram and an apartment design, while the bottom two are an app design and a kinetic typography. These projects utilize the programs of Adobe, Photoshop, Figma, and Adobe After Effects. I have placed in Genius Olympiad, an international competition that only takes 830 finalists globally, as well as Scholastic Silver Key.
Hi, my name is Ben Doan, and I'm very excited to participate in ASSIP for game design this year. Okay, here's a picture of me. I guess some things about me. I'm a rising senior at Langley High School. I also really like to play soccer, chess, solve Rubik's Cubes, and I also enjoy playing video games. And some of my favorite video games are Minecraft and Elden Ring. I guess some skills. Some coding languages I'm familiar with are C Sharp, Java, Python, and CSS. And I also have experience using tools like Blender and Unity. And I was also the lead programmer for robotics, so I have some experience with that. And some projects that I'm working on right now are I'm trying to build a productivity app that builds upon Apple's Alarm app. And I'm also really interested in AI. So for my algae-based bioplastic research, I used AI to make a better algae bioplastic recipe. And this helped me win first place at both the regional and state science fair. I guess that's it. I hope I can contribute to projects at ASSIP this summer, and I'm really looking forward to learning a lot more about game design.
Hi, my name is Abigail Kwon. I'm a rising senior, and I like to play violin in video games. My favorite video games are Minecraft and Hollow Knight. I'm also a dog lover, and you can see my dog Ginger in the bottom right photo. I enjoy using 3D modeling software. The first one I learned to use was Blender. I started using it 4 years ago. I like experimenting with it, and it made things like a lightsaber hilt. I also learned to use SolidWorks last summer. I used it to model mechanical gears and to stress the experience. I also used it to create useful things for my home, like a 3D printed flower pot and a hair clip holder. The game development platforms that I've tried using before include Unreal Engine and Unity. I learned how to use Unreal Engine 3 years ago as a part of the game development class. I created several 3D obstacle course games and 2D adventure games. I started learning Unity 1 year ago through online tutorials. I'm using it to develop something for school. I do most of my programming work with 2 languages, Python and Java. I learned Python 3 years ago and used it to create several games in class. I also used Python for my science fair project, using machine learning models and multi-objective optimization to run experiments. I also learned Java 3 years ago and created several games in my Java class. Like many of you, I used Java in my APCS class and 4 years ago. This past year, I spent a lot of time working on my science fair project, comparing ML-MU algorithms for Pareto optimal design to mechanical gears. I won several special awards at regionals and state, including gold awards and a best in category award. And I'm currently preparing a manuscript of this work to submit for publication. I'm excited to be a part of this program, and I look forward to working with all of you.
Hey everyone, my name is Ryan, and this is my GMU ASIP introduction video. So first of all, I'm a rising junior from California, And as you'll learn in the rest of this video, my interests primarily lie in design and computer science. But I'm also super interested in civic engagement and game development. I'm super excited to join this research team, and I can't wait to learn with and from you all throughout the summer. So some skills I have. I've been doing competitive programming for the past few years. We essentially had to solve algorithm-based problems with code in limited time. I primarily compete with C++ and Python. I also love web and game development. I do most of my web development work with Next.js and React Stack. And for AI, I do it with TensorFlow and PyTorch. I also love creating art. Design has a special place in my heart because of its capacity to express emotion and facilitate user experiences. My experience is primarily in UI UX and graphic design. And lastly, I love working with people. I've served the past 2 years as class president at my high school, and I'll be returning next year. It's been really insightful working with my peers to create events and proposals. I also help run the competitive programming initiative, and I've written hundreds of editorials and lessons over the past 4 years. I hope to bring this perspective into my work here, whether that be in development or incorporating feedback from playtesters. Okay, and now I'd like to highlight two of my projects. The first one is some Unity projects that were developed with C#. So the first one is SoundRush, which is a 3D platformer with custom soundtracks. I configured the physics and shaders with C#. Owl is another 3D game. It's an open map adventure game where users venture around a generated environment. Both of these are posted on my itch.io page, and a link is on the slideshow. If you're interested in learning more about my work, then that would be a good place to start. Okay, and my second project is actually a serious game. Last summer, I was a student researcher studying serious games in AI under Dr. Robert Cedar, and we built an ambulance simulator where users had to prioritize the health and welfare of the population. I also trained a reinforcement learning model to play this game with PyTorch, and we compared the results from a series of playtesters with the reinforcement learning model. We presented these findings at the end of the year symposium. And that's pretty much all you know about me. I'm really excited to work with all of you this year, and I'll see you all online. If you ever have any questions, you can reach out to me on Discord. My username is at notcryan. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Eric, and this is my introduction video. Some information about me. I'm a rising junior at McLean High School, and in my free time, I enjoy programming games as well as competitive programming. I also enjoy video editing, 3D modeling, UI designing, and trying out new AI models. Outside of this, I also enjoy playing piano, soccer, and video games. In terms of my skill set, the programming languages I know best are Java and Lua, but I also know a bit of Python as well as a small amount of HTML and CSS for web development. For game engines, I'm the most proficient with Roblox Studio, where I have around 5 years of experience developing on the platform. However, I have also tried a tiny bit of Unity and Unreal Engine in the past. Seeing as we'll likely be using one of these game engines instead, I'll make sure to get myself refamiliarized with them in the coming weeks. The software I use also includes Photopea for creating graphic effects and just photoshopping images in general, DaVinci Resolve for audio manipulation, such as normalizing audio levels or changing audio channels, and I also often use Blender to handle or just import and arrange my 3D models. I also use VS Code for Java programming. Here are some of the builds for an upcoming project I'm working on. It'll be a pirate-themed game centering around ocean exploration with gameplay similar to Sea of Thieves. And here are some more of the models me and my team have created for the game. I'm also in the midst of creating a ship buoyancy system. Some of my other commissions I've finished recently include this system based off of Minecraft Hypixel The Bridge, as well as this basic Brawl Stars inspired combat framework. I also enjoy scripting anime-inspired abilities, and here are the previous 4 that I've created. Here is some more of my other work. In the center here, you can see the previous 2 visual effects I've created for different projects I'm a part of, as well as some basic GFX up here in the top corner I created for another game of mine a while ago. Down in the bottom right hand corner, you can also see my most recent build. And that's pretty much everything about me. Thank you for watching, and I'm excited to learn more about serious game design and development, and I'm looking forward to working with all of you.
Hi everyone, my name is Tanvi Bharawaj and I'm so excited to work with all of you. Here's a little bit more about me. I'm a rising junior in California. I go to Dublin High School, and I'm very passionate about healthcare technology, data science, and AI. And as of yesterday, I'm actually a HOSA International's finalist in health informatics, and I'm constantly looking for ways to use technology to improve lives. Outside of tech, I'm a cross-country and distance track athlete, and I also enjoy working out for fun. Additionally, I consider myself a hobby writer as I write for my medical magazine called DubMed, and also have won a few state awards in writing. As for my technical skills, I've developed several full-stack applications using Flutter, Flask, and Fast API. I'm also currently working with Python for both machine learning and generative AI. Also, I've used HTML, CSS, and JavaScript for basic web development. And while I've mostly applied these skills in health tech, I'm so excited to explore how they can be used creatively in game development. So the reason I'm interested in getting more exposure into game development is because I'm so inspired by Stanford Chariot, which is a group that's working on research on VR as an adjunct to anesthesiology. I also see serious games with potential in PT, occupational therapy, mental health, education, and training. And at the HOSA conference that I was just at, I saw these simulations in real time, and it really made me understand how immersive technology can truly transform the way we currently educate. If we go back to this really quick, I want to talk about Firefly, which is a wildfire detection and prevention system I made with my friends, as you can see in the photo on the right. That was my first machine learning app, which I used TensorFlow and Keras for. And then additionally on the right, the photo over here is a pitch for an idea that I have. It is a VR physical therapy application for kids with cerebral palsy. And all, I'm really excited to work with all of you and excited to gain more skills. Bye. Thank you.